So describe your living situation in the Philippines before immigrating. What did every day look like, and hardships during life in the Philippines?
We live in a metropolitan called Manila. So traffic's really bad. A mile will take you at least 20 to 30 minutes driving. It's better to walk if you need to go to a mile away from your place. Food is okay. We can eat at least 3 to 4 times a day. Job is okay for 3 families. I mean, a husband and wife and a 1 child. But I'm seeing, because you weren't born then yet, if the family becomes bigger than 3, I'm not sure if we will be able to support that. Life in the Philippines is, I can say, peaceful and happy, but there's a sense of achieving more, because you can see it on the TV that it's possible, and the only way you can achieve that is in America. Everyone wants the American dream. That's what triggers me to join my newlywed wife.
What steps did you take in order to begin the process of immigration?
The steps is not really for me to do it, but for my wife, your mom, because the U.S. before then was highly in need, or desperately in need of nurses, because the nurses here in America is really, really low. So they've been traveling all over the world, and they chose the Philippines. They're getting more good reviews of Filipino nurses, because we love our grandparents. We need to look for an agency that would hire her to be a nurse in the U.S. There's a lot. We were given choices. If you want to go to Texas, New York, you want to go to California, there's several bunch, but we chose Michigan. The first thing that you need to do is, of course, you need to be a registered nurse in the Philippines. That's a Philippine license.
Yeah.
And to be a registered nurse, you also have to go that professional exam for nurses, Philippine nurses. So that's their number 1 requirements. But after that, you have to pass what you call the CGMNS, Foreign Nursing Certification, which you can literally work in any country in the world. You have to pass that. The third one is the most difficult. This is now what the US really requires, which is called NCLEX.
Nursing certification licensure
Yeah,
exam or something.
exam here in the United States. But prior to that, there are 2 minor exams that you need to go through, which is the English spoken language, that you have to be literally know how to communicate properly. What else? The other one?
Written exam.
And this requires, remember, this requires money.
Dollars.
This
In
requires
dollars.
money, US dollars, compared to the Filipino peso. So at that time, for 1 exam alone, we have to spend at least how much?
It depends. Like I think DSC was like $75 or
$75.
$100 or something.
So we need to pay like
And that's like 4,000
4,000, 5,000 pesos.
Like half of our paycheck.
That's half of our paycheck.
Yeah.
That's half of our paycheck for 1 exam. So if you fail on the exam,
I'm gonna have to do it.
you have to say goodbye to your half of your paycheck.
Mhm.
You know how much NCLEX she had to spend. We have to borrow from a relatives for money because
Yeah.
she needs to go to the airplane, buy a plane ticket going to Guam because the exam of NCLEX
Before.
is only offered outside the Philippines on the U.S. territory, which is the U.S. Air Force Base in Guam. So she needs to spend a lot of money buying the plane ticket, paying the hotel for overnight, and you have to pay literally the actual exam.
Yeah.
Which is cost $1,000, right?
No, not really $1,000.
Oh,
Maybe, like, I think 150 or 200 or something like that.
yeah, basically we spend maybe $500 for the whole thing. And if you don't pass it, goodbye for your $500. So imagine that $500 times 50 of the conversion. So if you fail that, then goodbye. By the way, the time preparation of all the things that we said from the time we went to the agency in the Philippines took us 2 years.
Yeah.
That takes 2 years. You think it's just a matter of 1 month
No, it's
application? No, it took us 18 months.
maybe 2 years. Maybe
Yeah,
2
less
years.
than 2 years. Ano ba yung kasya mo sa isa?
Any emotions that stuck out during this time?
There are three things that I felt that way. First, it's exciting because it's gonna be. I'm seeing my future bright, so bright now. But at the same time, I'm also afraid because this is a country I don't know. There are people that I don't know, and from what I'm seeing, it's challenging. From the movies or news, it's really challenging. Thirdly, is sad because we're gonna leave all the people that we know. From the moment we born up to the moment we're gonna leave. So it's kind of sad. So those three feelings is in your stomach. You have to throw up on the day that you're gonna leave. You wanna leave, you wanna stay, you wanna go. So those are the feelings that I encountered.
Describe after the exam was completed, after you were cleared to move. What were the difficult practical hurdles, like getting the stuff to the U.S., actually finding a house or an apartment? How did that work? Or what were the difficult parts of that? Or what made it so difficult?
The difficult part is because we have a whole house back home that we need to kind of leave. We're only allowed, or we can only bring as much as, the essentials, clothes, like our special pictures, the things that we don't wanna leave. So those were the only things that we can bring. I think we only brought like 2 or 3 suitcases.
2 suitcases and 2 backpacks.
The only good thing is that our agency arrange, for us to the apartments and help us pick us up at the airport, brought us to our apartments. And then I remember at that time we only have like $100 US in our pocket that we have to borrow from my auntie before we left. But the agency gave us like I think $650. It was challenging because we have to buy everything from a single spoon, everything. We had to buy everything again for the apartment, to start a new life.
We have only $100 on our pocket, as your mom said. But we are confident that their employer, since they hired her, we will get paid eventually. I don't have job, which is the second worry that we have, or I have, is I don't have job, and you are all still 18 months old. We don't know anybody that we can leave you. We still don't trust that what you call daycare. Going back to your question, arriving on the airport, I was kind of afraid to make mistakes. Most of us are afraid to make mistakes because we don't want to just dump our dreams on a petty, simple mistakes. Like saying in the immigration, hey, why did you go in line in there? You made a mistake going in line in there. You should be here. Now go back to the Philippines. Well, you know what I mean. Everything they said, stand here, breathe here, raise your arm, whatever they said, jump 3 times. I will do it just to pass this immigration. I want to be a good citizen. I want to follow my dreams. I want to keep on my track for my family. So we were dropped off. We took 3 airplanes just to get to Michigan. So, and it's my first time to travel from the airplane. No, this is my first airplane. It's my first plane travel. God probably gave me too much airplane.
At one time.
Okay, this is your first time? God said, I'll put you on 3 airplanes. From Philippines to California, California to Atlanta, Atlanta to Michigan. So we were put in downtown Detroit. I wasn't expecting that will be America. I was dreaming nice houses, big buildings. Well, there are big buildings, but not what I saw in the movies. So we were put in, you can call it what do you call them?
Projects.
Projects. That's the word I'm looking for. We were put in the projects. We went to a room that this is gonna be your future room for the next 2 years. This is gonna be your apartment. The apartment doesn't have anything. No chair, no tables, no beds, nothing. Not even
the fridge is not working.
The fridge is not working. And there's no TV. And when you set foot on the carpet, there's nails. There's sharp things. That's when sadness really hit us. That is the moment when we're about to sleep. First night in America, I was crying, literally crying, because I said to myself, what did I do to my family? I agreed to this, but somehow I wasn't expecting this, because that's the first time I slept on top of a cardboard. There's a blanket, but beneath it there's a cardboard. It's like I feel I'm homeless, but I'm inside an apartment with nothing. So the first thing that you spoke on that night is that I want to go home. That's what hit me. When you said, I want to go home, yeah, Rodney, I want to go home too. But I suck it all up. I said, we're already here, there's no way going back to the Philippines. And what face I can show to them? I'm a failure. There's a misunderstanding from the agency, from the Philippines and agency here, that they were expecting us to arrive on that date.
Yeah, because we were excited. We
were excited.
It's like, no, we can't wait anymore. So we're gonna go with that batch.
They gave us a chance to move out right away from the projects. I think we spent 2 nights, and then on the 3rd day we moved out and went 15 miles away from downtown Detroit. Where now I'm seeing the American dream. Once we got here, on the second week of staying here in America, we are already green card holder. You know how much year to get a green card holder? You have to spend 5 years to get a green card holder.
Yeah, before
just to get the green card holder, 5 years. But we got it on the 2nd week because of her profession. You and me, we are green card holders. That's why everybody was shot back in the Philippines. Really? And then on the 5th year, we are now US citizens. So that's how good the US to us.
What were the most difficult parts in being a new immigrant living in the US?
For you.
I'm a college graduate here in the Philippines. I'm a computer management graduate. However, my college education somehow is not valid for them.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking myself, math is math. Math there and math here is the same. English there and English here is the same. I may have a heavy accent. I don't know why they couldn't accept my college education there. So it's kind of frustrating. So I tried to apply for a job, but I wasn't really expecting a good, decent job. I know where I'm gonna start. Obviously, I started at the canteen as a cashier, cafeteria of the hospital, where my wife works, where your mom works. So for 3 months, I think I was able to do it. Not a full time, mind you. It's only a part-time job. So I need to go back and take care of you, and then we drop you off at the daycare. That's the difficult part, taking care of you while I'm working. That is the pain, some of the pain that I had to deal with, you and mom, because we need to drop you off in daycare, and you always cry because you're not used to daycare. You're always with us, so it's difficult to see you living there. We were able to spend that for 3 months, and then as I review my paycheck, and everything that we've been paying through the daycare is just like the same. I work there, watching the daycare, pay the daycare. So what's the point? I know daycare builds up the character of the person, but for us as a parents, it pains us, it hurts us. So I rather said, okay, I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna stop. I rather take care of you. So for 5 years, I did that. Difficulty, first day, in the Philippines, we have a car, right? Besides the car, we have tricycles. Public transportation is good. Here in America, if you don't have a car, you don't get anywhere. That's where I found out that having a car here in America is like putting a slipper on your feet, a flip-flops. If you don't have a flip-flops, you cannot go from your house to the store. That is America. Literally, car here or vehicles is necessity. Car in the Philippines is a luxury. It's a status symbol. First time I saw a pickup truck, the Ford F1, I was so impressed because Ford F1 in the Philippines, those are rich people. Back here, Ford F1, they are construction workers. Because it's a necessity. You can buy a car here for literally $1,000. So that's the big difficulty because we can afford a car. We have $100 in our pocket. So if you don't have a car, how do you think we go to groceries? We walk. So how are we gonna bring the grocery stuff back?
Do you steal the car?
No.
Cab.
We're not homeless.
Cab.
We call the cab.
Oh.
There's
If
no
not the
Uber.
cab, we have to walk.
Or we have to beg our friends to drive us to the grocery
It was
store.
Pastor Leo who have the only car back then. There are times that I need to bring you with the grocery bags. You were in the stroller.
Yeah.
We literally walk from Kroger to our apartment, maybe half a mile. Maybe 3/4 a mile. Or close to a mile. Probably close to a mile. Maybe a mile. We don't have a TV. That's my first request, to have a TV. Because not in the Philippines. Philippines, when you go outside, literally you can talk to a person. Here, I don't know. I'm afraid to talk to a person. I'm not gonna say this. pakasama mo sa I was afraid to talk to black guy before because
Okay.
stoning to death. But it turned out that they're the nicer people. They are very good friend of ours. We're not customized with the American food. So on the first few weeks, we were looking for our own dish. There were a funny moment that when I asked for fries, I said fries, he gave me Sprite.
Or rice, give you fries.
He asked for rice, he gave me fries. I asked for fries, he gave me rice. So when you cook bread, what kind of bread, sir? Wheat or white?
We white, right?
Wheat? No, I don't want a wheat. I just want bread. No, wheat or white. The culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
were culture shock.
We were culture shock, literally.
What's something you learned during the immigration or citizenship process that you want people to know? Advice, basically. I'm asking, like one little piece of advice, like something they should know. They should know about immigrants.
I have one important thing because there are friends of ours that didn't succeed here in America. There are few, not some, but just a little bit. So I said to myself, America is not really for everyone. Those friends of ours probably thinking the same, that we will be successful in America. For them, they look America like just a money making. They didn't expect themselves living here, dying here with their family. They just want to use this as a money making, milking, which is kind of sad because for me, I don't bite the hands that feeds me. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, if they feed me, I respect them. I help them. Yeah, it's a revolving process. Not in the point that you're gonna be a slave to them, but you have to respect them to respect you, right? But that's how I educate myself.
A minute away, I saw people marching in the streets today. We are made up of love and hate.